Okay, this is the introductory video for how to build the little kitchen table and chair set. I only have one chair here because it would just be very complicated to have lots of them. I realized that there are a lot of different tools. Most of the patterns that I've created in the past have been basically needle and thread, embroidery floss kinds of stuff. So this is going to be a little bit more complicated. And being that it's my first time attempting to make a miniature pattern for use by someone other than myself, I felt as though I needed to do an introductory video where I go over all of the tools and supplies that I personally have used here to create these. Plus, let you know that on Amazon, I've created a wish list that's going to be made public by the time you see this, where you can look at the different supplies. You may want to order from them. It may not be your jam. That's okay. But at least you can kind of see what's out there and about how much I personally would be willing to spend. So, with that being said, let's go on to the different tools and materials. And I'm going to start out with materials first. Now, the big material that we're going to be using is, I said big material, the new material, new to me material, is this foam core board. So I grew up calling it, by the time I was in art school, it was called foam core board. Sometimes it was gator board. You could get it in black. This is the paper covered foam board from the dollar store here in the United States. So you can get a sheet of it for $1.25. I've tried very hard to make this not something you're going to break the bank on. This here would probably be enough to create a couple of chairs and maybe even a tabletop if I altered it a little bit. So you really don't need that much of it. One sheet is more than enough. And if you plan on making more pieces, like just, beyond this, know that this kind of board will be used in subsequent projects for miniature furniture. So a sheet of this will be fine. You can get it at most arts and crafts stores. I'm not sure about Europe. Or any place outside of Europe. I know that the foam might be an issue. I'm going to be giving you some different materials that you could use instead, including corrugated cardboard. And I'm going to show you when we're working on those what kind of corrugation is the best. Now, I have also, one of the things we're going to be using is poster board. Now, our carton board. You can see here, this is just from an ice cream novelty sort of thing. You want the kind that's got the white on the inside. This is going to help us when it comes to painting, so you don't have to do a gajillion coats of something to cover up the brown or a different tone if you use like a gray toned board. Again, you can get this at the dollar store. I got this one at the dollar store, and this is just pieces of it. So if you're not willing to or wanting to comb through things, don't worry about it. You can get it at the dollar store. Okay, now the next big thing that you're going to be using have to be the wooden meat skewers. These are the thinner wooden meat skewers, and these are the thicker ones. Now, I got these at the dollar store, and then these I got online. These are, you can see if you hold them up, they're a little thicker. I like using these. However, the regular meat skewers that are like 99 cents at the grocery store work fine. You don't have to go buy anything super special. So you'll need like a package of these. Again, it's something that I use a lot in the construction of the furniture. So don't worry, you're going to be, using a lot of it. The other thing that you're going to need to get is some of these craft sticks. They look like the tongue depressors that a doctor uses. And again, this is another dollar store item, craft sticks. They're inexpensive, and what we're going to be doing with those is we're going to be kind of refining them down into little 2x4 like pieces, thinner pieces. And again, at the dollar store, you're going to be needing some dowels. I get these at the dollar store because I don't have a whole lot of use for them so far. And they're inexpensive. I think it comes in like 20 of them. And frankly, they're really easy to carve, even with just a regular knife. So this is a good thing to have. You're going to need this for the legs of the table. Whereas you can see here, there's the legs of the table, and then there's those little craft sticks, and then you can see here the thin legs. Now, the last thing that you're going to need wood-wise are toothpicks, and you can see I just store them in this. The toothpicks are going to be used for the stretchers. And I'm going to give you a couple of options with the stretchers in the pattern where you can create an X stretcher, or you can just go ahead and create a box stretcher. And that is super duper easy. It sounds like a fiddly bit of this whole project, but I actually find working on the toothpick parts, the thinnest parts, some of the most relaxing work. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. So that's it for like the wood type products that you're going to be using. You're also going to be needing, oh wait, that one's not yet. The glues that I use here, I use tacky glue for anything that I'm gluing paper to paper to, and also fabric to glue, fabric to painted surface. When it comes to anything wood, I want things to be strong, so I'm using Gorilla Glue. You're not going to need a ton. You don't need a giant bottle like this. Get the wood glue. Don't get anything like the clear one or anything like that. It takes a long time to set up. Just regular old wood glue that's kind of this mustardy, yellowy, off-white kind of color. This is the best thing to use. It affords you a degree of manipulation while you're gluing things together. And then once it sets tight and it sets really, really strong. And I'm kind of a klutz, and I've dropped so many of these chairs and nothing has broken. So bamboo plus wood glue, it's a good combination. And then for your other kind of liquidy thing, Mod Podge, I usually get the satin. Get whatever one you want. The one that's the shiny one, the one that's whatever. If you can't get Mod Podge, any other kind of sealant that will work over paint. Varathane is something that I've used in the past. I just can't get a small enough container of it. I would like a container of Varathane about this big, because I think it's one of the best. But I can get Mod Podge for way cheaper and way more available, readily available. I can even get this at the dollar store. It's just in smaller packages. So that's a good one to have around. We're going to be using this a couple of different times. Now, when it comes to the basic tools that you're going to need, you're going to need a knife. I just got a new knife. I am so in love with this. I'm surprised I'm not sleeping with it under my pillow. This one is an Olfa, and I got it because it's got the little steel around the outside. However, again, dollar store. You can go to the dollar store and get very inexpensive 9mm craft blades. Or if you're someone who's already watching this, you may already have an X-Acto blade or another type of knife. I like this one. It kind of saves my hands a little bit. And it's just a regular box cutty craft kind of knife, and with the retractable blade, it works really well. I haven't had any problems with it. The next thing you're going to need, pair of junk scissors. Now, when it comes to the sewing part, you're going to need sewing scissors. Oh, there's a little piece of paper there. A ruler. I am going to be giving you all of the measurements for this in metric. First of all, metric is easy to add and subtract in your head quickly, and it just works better, especially on miniatures. It just does. I have in the wish list a recommendation where you have one that had, like this one, that's got imperial on one side and metric on the other. So if you're not familiar with working in metric, that's for everyone in the United States. Metric is so much easier. Just use metric. I have a retractable mechanical pencil. This is this is the thinnest you can get, I think. I like this because it means I can make very precise precision lines. And an eraser. Then my beloved Fin Bullet. This is an awl, AWL, and it's used for making holes in things. It's just a handy little thing to have around for any sort of art and craft kind of project. If you don't have this, a big needle will work. Another thing that I cannot do without on my projects are tweezers. These are some offset tweezers. I actually did get these from Amazon. Thank you, patrons, for making sure that I can actually buy some of these supplies. It came in a set of 3. And for their price point, really, really nice. I got a couple of different ones here. Sorry. And this was the set that I'm recommending. This is really pointy. I do recommend that you do not get rid of the little things that go over the top, the little protectors, because I jabbed myself really hard with this the other day and drew blood. Don't be like me. Now, you're also going to need some paintbrushes for things like I do for glue cleanup. Sometimes if I can't get in there, I'm going to be using it for the Mod Podge, and you're going to be using it for the paint. You don't need anything super duper special, especially if this is the first time you've ever built any kind of miniature furniture. Don't go out and spend $1 million. I got these, I think these were at Michael's, and they were on an end cap, and it was like 20 brushes for like $5 or $6. That's perfectly fine. I do tend to, if I have a brush that's for glue or sealant, I don't paint with it because I don't want colors like the pigments like the blues coming through in any of that. You can tell here, this one got stained pretty quickly with the blue paint. So you don't really need anything super special there. When it comes to cutting out some things and measuring things, I prefer using a plastic see-through triangle. You may measure it, but then when it comes time to cut, I will usually use this because I want to see where I'm cutting. And when you're working again with miniatures, you want to be able to see where things are. So, because a millimeter can be a lot in miniatures. So this comes in really handy. I recommend, again, you can get these like really not expensively. I think on Amazon there's a set and it's like $5. The other thing you're going to be needing, get this out of the way, you're going to be needing some sandpaper. Now, I went to a local hardware store to get this. I have 220 and 320. Those work really nice on bamboo and the very soft wood that makes up the little craft sticks. Now, if you can't get this, emery boards work perfectly and you can get them cheap. Again, I think I got both of these at the dollar store. When it was still the dollar store, I bought a bunch of them. So this works really easy. And then once it's done, you just chuck it in the recycling. Another thing you're going to be needing is masking tape. Don't get anything fancy. This is dollar store masking tape. The reason I like using this is it is not too sticky. Those are paintbrushes falling on the floor right now. It's not too sticky. And we're going to be using this when it comes time to add on what I call the veneering of covering up some of where that foam is. So I need it to stick, but I need it not to like stick so hard it pulls up paper. So dollar store, inexpensive masking tape, absolutely perfect to use. Now I'm looking here and seeing, is there anything else I've forgotten? And of course there are anything else. There are things that I have forgotten. And one of the big ones, the paintbrushes reminded me, are the clamps. I like using these clamps. I think I got my husband bought these for me. These were from just little spring clamps. I got these from, what's it called? Something for Harbor Freight. It's a line of inexpensive tool places here in the US. I'm wondering if someplace like in Finland would have like Motonet would be like the equivalent. I'm not sure where everyone is living, but Harbor Freight has some great tool options. I think these for like 20 clips ran me like $4.55. These come in handy when gluing on things that you just need to just stay for a little bit. The pounds of pressure are not great. You can see I can stick this on my finger. Now, if you are kind of like me and dollar store is your place to go, they also have some smaller clips here, but I would recommend, because these are metal, and again, it's not a whole bunch of pressure, that you put something like a piece of felt or some paper or something a little thicker there so you don't get indentations and things. Bulldog clips can be used as well. That's what I call these things. So you could feasibly use these as well. But again, put something in between, like a little scrap of felt or something, so it's not going to make an indentation. Now, one of the big tools that, again, thank you, members of Patreon, I have finally gotten myself a little miter cutter. I have it upside down. And this, and I actually got some extra blades too. This can come in handy if you already have one. This can come in handy when you're wanting to do the angles for the skirt part of the table that are going to be cut out of the craft sticks and the table legs, because they are slightly angled. And you can see here that we've got angles here, so you basically just twist this and then place your, I just need to get something here. I'm just gonna get this piece of cardboard and place this in and then cut. And this was a piece of cardboard, and you can see it cuts through pretty nicely. Now for me, even if it doesn't cut through all the way through, I've at least got the angle there, so then I can finish it off with a knife. So I am over the moon that I have one of these. It's going to be making doing the woodwork inside the dollhouse so much easier when it comes to trim work and things like that. And I just looked at this, and we're almost at 18 minutes. So what I'm going to end with here, and I hope I hit everything. I'm gonna push some things out of the way here, because you've heard me mention you patrons in this video, and I just need to let you know how much I appreciate all of you, because these videos, my ability to buy new tools that I can use, buy supplies like the Gorilla Glue and the Mod Podge and this fabulous new cutter, I couldn't do that without you guys. So I really want to thank you guys for sticking with me through this, especially through that first year of me just dropping the ball and losing the ball and all kinds of other stuff. Know that your support means absolutely everything to me. Because times are getting tough and artwork isn't selling really well. I need to let you guys know. It's long overdue. I just need to let you guys know how much I appreciate you guys, and you are absolutely amazing. I've mentioned you several times, calling you my Magnificent Seven, and yes, you are. I guess that also means you're Seven Ronin as well. Pick which characters you would like to be. So I will be uploading the video. I'll be uploading the videos coming along here in a bit. I plan to have the pattern out by the end of today, or at least tomorrow morning, because it's almost done. It's in the computer. It keeps getting longer and longer. And it's frustrating me. So I always feel like I need to cut it off, because I need it to be done enough to get out. I can't add everything onto it. So now we're coming up on 20 minutes. So Thank you again, and I will see you in the next video. And I'm going to put a link in the doobly-doo so that you can find the Amazon link, so you can look at the prices and everything and see what you would like to get. Again, thank you. Bye.